Good morning, Anna. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Morning Mindset with me, Michelle Dale from Virtual Miss Friday. And today we have another super exciting week in Virtual Miss Friday because we are going to be releasing the third level of one sourcing. So we've got the one sourcing operations coming up. And with each of these levels, it's so crazy to me about how much things change and evolve and stuff like that, you know, from when I do the original recordings through to when I'm doing the newer versions and things like that. And this one is, in terms of operations, in terms of online business operations, I feel this one has really totally tightened everything up. So this week in our morning mindset, we're going to be switching things up a bit. We had a very cardy week last week. This week we are doing more of a businessy style week to go into the descent of the release of one sourcing operations, which is basically how to set up your virtual assistant business and set up the operations of the kind of back-end administrative side, but also the front end with the website and everything like that. So we're going to be looking at the systems and tools you're going to need. And the first, over the next 4 days, we're going to be unpacking the steps within Level Up. If you don't have Level Up, you can go and get all of the steps right now. We're talking about step number 9 today. But you can get all of the steps right now at virtualmissfriday.com/level-up. But today we're talking about selecting your systems. So operations online requires systems. There's no getting around it. It's absolutely got to happen. So the things that you need to really look at and think about, first of all, before anything, you need to make sure you've got your equipment, which is pretty much super simple to set up as a VA. That's why so many people can do it quite easily. It's basically an internet connection, a computer, and obviously you need like a headset and things like that if you're going to be doing, you know, certain calls. But, you know, basically internet connection and computer, you're pretty much covered. And if you can, and if you're capable, do really invest in good quality equipment. I've switched over from Windows to Mac because my business got very labor intensive, very heavy, and I used to get a lot of problems with my Windows computers, blue screen dumps and things like that. And when I switched to Mac, I've literally had 0 problems, which has saved me a lot of the time. So the first thing I would say is really invest in equipment that's going to work for you if you can. The second thing is you need to make sure you've got your cloud systems set up. So we don't have, you know, someone's not going to hand us a hard drive or anything like that when we're a virtual assistant. So you need to have good quality cloud systems set up, something that you can use online to collaborate in terms of files, documents, calendars, anything like that that you need to be sharing with the client constantly, and also potentially with your team as well if you have one. So that's the cloud systems, and you need some kind of scheduling or appointment system. One sourcing is very much based around respecting people's time, both the client and your own time. So make sure you've got a scheduling or appointment system that you can use to make sure that you block out the times that you're going to be doing your calls, and then your clients can book in with you then. Then we have basically the online workspace. I used to call it a project management area all the time in the previous one sourcing. I'm now calling it an online workspace because pretty much that's what it is. It's a workspace for working online with your client and your team. So traditionally that would be called a project management space, although we do a lot more in it in one sourcing than just manage projects. Then you want to be looking at how you're going to communicate electronically with clients. So this primarily is choosing whether you're going to have just an email that you use to communicate, or you're going to have some kind of like customer support desk or something like that. I particularly like customer support desks because of the ticketed aspect and the record keeping aspect of it. It's a little bit more robust than email, but you're going to need something to communicate with your clients outside of the project space, new inquiries, leads, you know, that type of thing. Then Then digital signatures are really super important because we're not physically there to sign an agreement or a contract or anything like that. So if you do want clients to sign an agreement, which I strongly suggest you do, because they're signing basically to say that they understand the rules of the game. So get them to digitally sign it, because you can't be there in person and nobody uses a post these days in the online world. And then you need a password manager as well, something that is very securely going to store passwords, especially so you can set passwords for very, very long, difficult passwords, because now there's so much hacking going on online. It's like completely crazy what's happening, and I hear about so many people getting hacked. So you need a really good password manager, something that isn't going to save you, something that's going to save you time having to keep knowing the logins. And obviously, when you take your passwords from your client, if you haven't created them yourself, you're going to need somewhere to store those passwords. So you need something that you're going to be able to do that in for security. So that's the systems. That is pretty much the online operational systems. Tomorrow we're going to start unpacking other aspects of the operations elements within the business, but those are your systems. So that's what we're going to discuss today. And as always, inside Morning Mindset, we're going to be doing our daily accountability. So if you have your journals at the ready, always got mine here because I do the daily accountability with you. We will get stuck into this. And remember, this is non-negotiable. This daily accountability has literally changed my life, changed my focus, really allowed me to create more definitive clarity on what I want to achieve. And then it also fills in the blanks throughout the process to be able to achieve it. So keep at it. It's not something that happens overnight, but you'll definitely start to see results. And as you go back through your journals, and you'll really start to notice results from where you once were to where you are now and where you're going. Okay, so thank you so much for being here on this lovely Sunday morning. I wish you a wonderful, beautiful day ahead, and I shall see you back here tomorrow for some more Morning Mindset. Take care. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action.
Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.